And I'm going to use those. They're rated for about 160 pounds a piece, 320 pounds, so that should work. Drill those out to about 3/8 of an inch. You want the drill to go through the top and the bottom, and then we're going to fit eye bolts like that. This is the work table for the Harbor Freight press, and what I've done is put the eye bolts in here, so that's basically what they look like. You're going to end up drilling about a 3/8 inch hole straight through this side bracket here. And that's what it looks like on the bottom. So I used a nut, and then I used a nylock nut just to hold that nut on to make sure it doesn't come loose. What I did was I put a zip tie on it and dropped it down inside the frame. And now what you do is you position the pulley wheel there, put a drill bit through it, and that marks the spot on the frame where you're going to drill the hole for the bolt that's going to hold the pulley wheel in place. All the way through. Try to keep it straight, and then step up the bits until you get to the bolt diameter. In my case, it's 1/4 of an inch that goes through the center of the pulley. There it is down there, and it moves freely, and the cable is going to go over that pulley that holds the wire rope onto the winch spool. So originally it came with this little clamp on the right because it only had to constrain one wire rope. But what I did was I made a larger one. I used a 1/2 inch EMT conduit clamp, flattened it out, put some edges on it so it would retain both 2 wire ropes on each side instead of one, because you're going to take it and you're going to wrap it around, so it needs to hold both of them. It doesn't have to put a lot of force on them, but it does need to hold it in place to keep it from slipping. And it's easier just to make a new clamp than it is to try to fit both of them under that one. Located such that the center bolt of the winch is located directly over the center of where the hydraulic ram goes. And then what I did was I loaded the table with weights overnight, or actually the steel plates, to stretch out the cables to make sure everything's level. If you put the winch on one side or the other, the table doesn't go up and down linearly. So if you put it directly in the center like that, it pulls the table up evenly all the way from the bottom to the top. And I ran the winch till it was all the way out. And then I pulled all the excess wire rope through. And you can see we got 3 or 4 feet here. Next thing I did was I took black electrical tape and I wrapped the area where I'm going to cut it with my cutoff wheel. So you're going to cut to the outside, and that will keep the wire rope from fraying. And then we'll go ahead and hit it with the map torch and braze the ends so they don't come apart. And then we'll make sure that's out of the way, hit that with the map torch and a brazing rod, and that'll get the ends finished up.